So hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. Yes, it is me again. I just thought I would jump in and do a small little review on Walking Dead World Beyond so far because I didn't do one last week and I had a few people asking for one, which I thought was kind of strange because I did not think you guys would really want a video like this, but apparently you do. So I have started reactions to The Walking Dead World Beyond. Many of you guys may have seen it, some of you guys mightn't, but here is my opinion so far. So I think in the first two episodes, as a new show, as a standalone show, it's done a really good job of introducing its characters. It's done a really good job of kind of setting a baseline. We've got a small bit of backstory on certain characters, but not enough to bombard us, which it's a hard line to tread, to give the viewer enough backstory that you're like, oh, okay, well, I get this person, I relate to them, but also not give too much that you're kind of overwhelming people. So I have liked the pacing and all that so far. I've liked the weird kind of flashes that we've been getting. So like with Iris, she keeps dreaming about, I think it's herself as a walker is what she's dreaming about. It's kind of hard to tell in the flashes. With Hope, she's getting like flashbacks to when she was a kid and all the stuff that went down. You guys know the situation with Hope. I've liked that. Again, it's a kind of way of deepening up a character without fucking explicitly coming out and being like, this happened to them, just giving you like flashbacks or little glimpses into dream sequences. It's an interesting way to do it and I like it. One thing I do really like about the show so far is I like the cast. I feel like with a younger cast, you're always going to have a hit and miss. You're always going to have a kind of, you know, because they're younger. They're not as experienced as older actors. But with the cast so far, I feel like none of them, to me, none of them feel like they're acting. None of them feel like they're forcing it. They just seem natural on screen. They're all easy to watch. They're believable. Yeah, I think the cast are doing a really good job so far. And like I said in my reaction for episode 2, none of them annoy me. Usually, especially with like teen shows, there's always that one character that pisses you off and you can't explain why. None of them are annoying me so far. I think they're all doing a really good job as well at being individual. But like so many other people, I just love Elton. He's a little nerd. He's a little nerd in his suede suit from the 90s. And I'm like, do you know what, Elton? You go. You do you, little man. I love the backstory that we got for Felix. I've had a few people kind of say that, oh, Felix's storyline was so overplayed and blown out of proportion. I mean, I get it did seem very dramatized and dramatic, but at the same time, so many young people, young adults, young teens, so many don't have a happy coming out story. They don't have a, and then we all hugged moment when they come out, you know? And I think it is important that that is portrayed, particularly in TV and movies that are geared towards younger people, to show them that, look, if you did receive a response like that from somebody when you came out to them, for whatever reason, be it for sexuality or gender, whatever, if you did receive this really negative thing, you're not the only one. One very funny comment I got, from somebody that I blocked, which I don't block people very often, but sometimes I'm like, I'm blocking you straight to hell, was, it was like, oh, I've unsubscribed, you get woke, you go broke. And I'm like, because I don't applaud homophobia? Bye, bitch! I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. Homophobia is something we don't fuck with on this channel. It is not alright, it does not fly. So if you disagree with that, bye-bye, I suppose. But yeah, I've enjoyed watching Felix's character so far. Already it feels like very kind of niche and cliquey. We've already kind of broken off into our little groups. One point that somebody made, and I kind of half joked about it in the reaction, was about Clementine. We saw the group go up in a treehouse, which if you guys have played the Telltale Walking Dead games, you'd know Clem was kind of discovered in a treehouse. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just like, they're teens, they're kids, let's put them in a treehouse. It's kind of fitting and kind of innocent. But I do think it was a kind of interesting place to put them that I don't think we've seen in a Walking Dead universe show. I do like the scene where Felix was explaining how to take down a walker without like using your hands or using weapons, that kind of spin and kick out the legs of the walker. That was very Clementine-ish and I loved it, okay? We are getting moments of innocence and moments that is kind of like, okay, like we had Hope with the bowling ball. I'm like, love, look, I know it's kind of, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a fun thing that you found. Wow, my speech is fantastic. But at the same time, it's like you really should be arming yourself with weapons, not bowling balls. We all saw how the bowling ball on top of the walker head worked. Not very well. A few people have kind of pointed out the fact that there are a bunch of teens. How are they going to make it from point A to point B having never killed a walker? I think that is a fair point, but at the same time, it's a point that could be interesting to watch play out on screen. Watching a bunch of teens that like, it is frustrating at times watching them try to kill a walker. It's like you just stab them. It's not hard. But for a viewer, that's so easy for us to say. We've watched how many years of The Walking Dead and then how many years of Fear the Walking Dead. For them, it's all new. For these little fucking teenage kids, all of this stuff is new. So it's a kind of weird. I'm kind of split when it comes to things like that. I'm like, just stab them in the head. But at the same time, you are just teenagers. Of course you'd be scared. You've never been confronted with something like this. So it's, you know, they're trying their best, okay? I think it's a fun little show. I think that so far it's very aesthetically pleasing. The visuals are really nice. I said that in the reaction. I think the actors are doing great. I like the vibe of it. It's different, and I'm like, yeah, I think personally anyway, I wanted something like that this year. Something different, something kind of far from what we're used to, but at the same time close enough to what we're used to that we'd still like it. I do think that it is more aimed towards the kind of younger audience, but that doesn't mean that you need to be a teen to enjoy it. So yeah, that's just my opinion so far. Of course, that could change with the upcoming episodes, whatever. But I think it's fun, and it's fun, it's funky, and it's fresh. The 3 Fs. So yeah, you guys, I would highly suggest following me on Twitter, simply because whenever anything goes wrong with a video or just updates or whatever, it's Twitter that I update most often. I'm on Twitter every single day. And if you want to keep up with me, just please follow me on there, because I can't reply to every comment who asks where a certain video is or when a certain video is going up. It would just take too long. So follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up with everything. I keep everything pretty up to date over there. Am I just talking in circles at this point? The link to my Instagram is also down below if you'd like to follow me, and the link to my Patreon, where I do reactions to a load of different shows. And this month we're starting up reactions for American Horror Story, Riverdale, Haunting of Hill House, and Good Omens. And then there's going to be a movie week for Halloween as well. So the link with all the relevant information is below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.